With it being international break and the transfer window edging closer, the rumours have been non-stop with potential incoming and outgoings. In today's video, we have some massive transfer news as Celtic are set to agree a defender deal. But before we get into that, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Scott Arfield has revealed a post-match exchange with Chris Sutton following Celtic's 3-2 defeat to Rangers, with the former Hoops striker delivering a light-hearted warning. Arfield, who was part of Sky Sports' co-commentary team for Sunday's derby, admitted Sutton joked that he wouldn't be welcome back, a nod to Rangers' victory and the animated celebrations that followed. Writing in his Daily Record column, Arfield acknowledged Sutton's pointed criticism of Rangers' post-match reaction, but stood firm in his defence of the team's celebrations. Sutton had slammed the Ibrox side for their exuberance at full-time, labelling it a brass neck, given they still trail Celtic by 13 points in the Premiership table. However, Arfield countered by putting the result in context. He noted that Rangers have endured a turbulent season, one which now sees them under the temporary stewardship of Barry Ferguson. Given the circumstances, Arfield feels it was fair for the players and fans to savour a rare win at Celtic Park. He wrote, "Chris joked after the game that I wouldn't be welcomed back, and I suspect that's not just because Rangers won. He's right to have his opinion on what happened after the game with the victors' celebrations, but I certainly have mine. And it won't surprise you that I view it all a bit differently from the big fella. He's accused my old side of getting majorly carried away with their 3-2 derby triumph, calling the scenes at the end a brass neck. Of course, no Rangers side should be pleased with a season that has them sitting 13 points behind their biggest rivals. That's just not acceptable. But we have to remember what has been going on at the club recently and the situation that team is currently in, working under a caretaker boss. So, of course, Barry and his players had every right to drink in that moment. The celebrations were over the top, no matter what Arfield argues. If Rangers' standards have fallen to just getting a few derby wins a season while Celtic march on challenging for another treble, which could be Callum McGregor's 6th in his Celtic career, I'm not sure many Celtic fans will care. Now for the main story, as Celtic supporters may be set to see yet another player leave on a permanent transfer in the summer, but this one could work out in Hoops' favour. According to reports from Dutch publication AD, FC Twente are eager to make Gustaf Lagerbielke's loan move permanent after a successful spell in the Eredivisie. The Swedish defender has impressed during his time in the Netherlands, and Twente are reportedly eyeing a £3 million deal. Despite Twente's interest, Celtic are unlikely to rush into any deal. This is a club that has shown it won't let players go too easily if the price isn't right. Just look at their handling of Mikey Johnston's transfer last summer. After a solid loan spell at West Bromwich Albion, Johnston's permanent departure for a reported £3 million fee worked out well for both clubs. Celtic, knowing they have time on their side, will likely wait for the right offer for Lagerbielke and may even look to start a bidding war. While FC Twente may have the first say, Lagerbielke's form hasn't gone unnoticed across Europe. The 24-year-old, who joined Celtic in 2023 from Elfsborg, has caught the attention of several clubs with his displays in the Eredivisie. With a number of European sides likely to come calling in the summer, Celtic could stand to make a healthy profit if a bidding war erupts. The Hoops paid around £3 million for Lagerbielke in 2023, so a sizable return could see them make a tidy profit. The ball now lies firmly in Celtic's court. With 3 years left on his current contract, Celtic have the option to negotiate the best possible deal for Lagerbielke or potentially bring him back into the team for next season. Having shown his ability at a high level during his loan, Lagerbielke's future at Celtic could still be up for debate depending on the offers that come in. It will be interesting to see how Celtic play this one out, but one thing is clear: Lagerbielke's value is only going to rise and the club is in a strong position to benefit. In other news, Hugh Keevins has taken last weekend's derby defeat and spun it into a moment of opportunity for Celtic, insisting it should serve as a wake-up call for those behind the scenes at Parkhead when it comes to summer recruitment. The veteran pundit believes the 3-2 loss to Rangers exposed the lack of strength in depth at Brendan Rodgers' disposal, and it's time for some serious action in the transfer market. Keevins was particularly pointed in his call for improvement, though he took the opportunity to clear up any lingering fan theories about the role of chairman Peter Lawwell in the club's transfer dealings. In his Daily Record column, Keevans revealed that Lorwell personally phoned him early one Sunday morning to rebuke the suggestion that he was involved in player recruitment. While putting that matter to bed, Keevans didn't let the club's recruitment team off the hook. The weekend defeat only highlighted the lack of strength in depth at Celtic Park and establishing the need for some heavy-duty recruitment in the summer. Let me make it abundantly clear at this point that Celtic chairman Peter Lorwell has absolutely nothing to do with the club's transfer business, in or out. I know this for a fact because I had to get out of bed a few weeks ago to take a call from him early one Sunday morning. Peter was irate because of something I had written in that day's column. Not a personal opinion of mine, I have to say, but a reference to a fan on the radio having alleged that the chairman's hand was all over Celtic's transfer strategy. The wrongly accused chairman assured me in no uncertain terms this was inaccurate nonsense. I happily repeat his stance here while stating that whoever is responsible for sourcing new players needs to get the finger out. With Rangers now having claimed 2 derby wins this season and Celtic conceding 3 goals in each of the last 3 meetings, the pressure is on to reinforce key areas. Injuries have highlighted a lack of reliable depth, especially in central defence and midfield, and the summer will be pivotal in shaping how Rodgers' second spell progresses. And lastly, former Celtic defender Carl Starfelt has spoken about his future at Celta Vigo after being linked with a return to Glasgow last summer. According to 67 Hail Hail, Celtic did attempt to bring Starfelt back to Parkhead last summer, but ultimately they were priced out of a move. The club was in need of defensive reinforcements, and with the Swedes' experience in Scotland, he would have been a logical addition. However, a deal never materialised, and Starfelt remained in Spain. Speaking to Fotbollskanalen, Starfelt has now addressed his current situation, making it clear that he is happy at Celta Vigo and focused on his current club's European ambitions. "I feel very comfortable at Celta Vigo," he said. "Then there will always be rumours, but I have a contract for 2 more years after this season, and as I said, I feel very comfortable." Celta are currently pushing for European qualification, and Starfelt admitted that success in that pursuit would make staying even more appealing. "It's also great that we're fighting for Europe this year. It would of course be an extra carrot to stay," he added. Despite the speculation, Starfelt insists he has not discussed a potential transfer with his representatives. "I haven't spoken to my agent about it at all. He obviously knows that I'm enjoying it very much. Then I focus on my football and he'll take care of the rest." While Starfelt's comments seem to put any immediate return to Celtic to bed, football is unpredictable, and circumstances can change quickly. Celtic's defensive issues this season have been well documented in Glasgow derbies, and should Brendan Rodgers look to strengthen his backline again in the summer, it wouldn't be a surprise to see the Hoops revisit their interest in Starfelt. Celtic fans, what are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comments section below. That does bring us to the end of today's video. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you,